Suetonius' life of Domitian, the emperor. Domitianus, it was Nartocest. He was born on the 9th before, that'd be 9 days before the calends of November, with his father, the consul designato. So he was the designated consul, and we have a future ablative in the absolute here. When his father was about to enter in the insequenting month, so the next month his father would become the consul. He would enter this honour. In a region of the herbs of the city, in the 6th region of the city, to the Malum Punicum. That's how they name sections of the city. It's a pomegranate, I believe. Where is it? The pomegranate. Various quarters of the city were designated in this way, blah, blah, blah. Like to the pear, to this other thing. Okay, yep, so that's a common way they did it. In a dome, which is a house, which afterwards, into a temple, he converted. He converted a temple of the gens Flavia. Pubertatis, puberty in his first of his adolescence, was a tempus, a time of such inopia, of such lacking, you might want to say, and such infamy. Furto, it is said that he guessed it, so he went through this time of youth in a lot of poverty, basically, and infamy. They say so that nullum argentium, no silver vase, which is not just vases, which you have in English, is more like plates, etc., things that you use, that he have in use. There we go, in uso. So he didn't even have any silver plattery and plates, etc. Satisqui, or sadiqui, supposed to be satis, is it? Anyway, satisfully constat agreed. Yeah, it is supposed to be an S in there. That Clodium Polio, Praetorium Virum, this is the ranking of the man. There's a poem in which, of Nero, is inscribed, or Nero is called a Luscius, it's a one-eyed person. And this cheeriograph means something written in his hand. His conversation been turned over. If you convert this S and the V, and it's been preserved. And sometimes he would pro tool it. He would bring it out at night. Polycanthus, saying this has been something promised to him. Neither are the defurant, neither are they lacking those who affirm that Domitian had been corrupt-damned by Nerva, or buggered or something you might want to say, sexually violated by Nerva, who would soon be his successor. That's all in the ablative, that bit there, because of the preposition. Bello Vitelliano. In the war with Vitellianus, he confugated. He fled off into the capital with his patruo Sabinus, with his uncle, and with part of his copiarum. Copia with the forces, which were at hand, with the presentium. But with the adversaries irrumpentibus, bursting in, and with the temple ardente, the temple burning, secretly clam he pernoctivited. He spent the night apud the aeditium, some guy who guards the temple, and aids is a temple. And Mane, early the next morning, Calatus, hidden or concealed in the habit Isiarchus of Isis followers, that's an Egyptian sect, and amongst their sacrificalos of this various superstition, that's a religion, with himself crossed the Tiber to the mother of his condisciple, of a fellow student. So he's crossed over with one comite. Okay, so with himself there was one companion. He contulisted himself, so he took himself across the Tiber to the mother of one of his students, and iterlatwit, and thus he hid it ut correlatives. It was hidden so well that to the scrutantibusing people who were scrutinizing for him, which were subsecuting, they were following his vestiges, his footprints, he was not able to be deprehended, to be caught. Post Victoriam, post is taking the accusative, in this war with Vitellius, I'm guessing, finally he progressed and he was Consulatus Caesar. He was greeted as Caesar. And he suscepited, he took up this honour of praetorian of the urbe, with consular power. So this is another thing in the cursus honorum. But tenus, meaning as far as, it's post-positive to a singular ablative or a genitive plural. So as far as this was only in title. So he took up this title with consular power only in title, really, for the diction, for the power of this right or law. He translated it to his nearest colleague, to the guy next in line, to do all the tedious rubbish. Caterum, but all force of domination so licentiously he exercised, that Yam, already then, he was ostendering, he was showing what qualities he had as an exerciser of force, basically. Ne exequa. I shall not follow up every singular, all the single details, but he looks like he's contractatus with oxoribussus, so he's handled the women of the wives of many men. Domitian Longinam, who was nuptammed to alias Lemmiae. So this woman here was married to this fellow here. He even abducts her away into matrimony, so it looks like he's married this other guy's wife. And in uno deo, in one day, over 20 officious duties or something like that, over 20 positions, urbane and peregrina, in foreign, he distributed. So he gave out 20 jobs of official duties, with Vespasian dictiante saying mirare. It looks like himself was surprised that he did not miterate, he didn't give out a successor even for himself here, Sibius himself. Okay, and that's the end of part 1. So an expedition also into Gaul and Germany, neither was it necessary. He incohered it, so he began it. And even with his paternal friends, his father's friends, dissuading him, he did this merely so that to his brother he could add equal. He could become equal, himself could become equal in opibusses, in resources and dignity and honour. Okay, so ob haec, because of these things, he was corruptum. Comes from corripio. It's like he was chided or something. Quo magus, another comparative, so it becomes quo. All the more he was admonished, so that I can be more admonished of both his age and of his conditions or his place in life. So he was habitating. He was living with his father, una, as one together, and this chair of his and of his brother, whenever they proderant, whenever they went out, pro usually means going forwards, he would sequibator, he would follow in a lectica, which is like one of those chairs, a sedan chair, which gets, I guess you have slaves carrying it. And the triumph, utriusque, of both of them, the Judean triumph, he commentatus est, he accompanied them on a equo albo, on a white horse. So we'll go to Lewis and Short. To reproach, reprove, chide, blame. This is corripio, corruptum. Generally it's to seize or snatch up or to collect or take hold of. Literally, Lewis and Short give a literal one, and then this other version of it. And of emotions, etc., is the seize upon or to attack, but yeah, in this particular one, he was reproached for ob haec because of these things he'd done, trying to equal himself. Anyway, in 6 consul artibusses, in 6 consulates, not except for in one did he get it at ordinary way, so he didn't conduct these except for one of them. So one of his consulships was normal, and this was with his brother seating, so his fratres, his brother, ceded this place to him, and by his suffragate, by his vote as well. So it looks like he did have one normal consulship, his brother gave it to him. That's pretty much it for the day. He similar witted, made pretense. Mire means it's an adverb. Marvelously or miraculously, he pretended that he was modesty in him. In the first place, in his studium of poetry, in his desire or zeal for poetry, which Antia, before he'd been in Suentum, he was unaccustomed. He was very unaccustomed to it, to himself. And then afterwards, postea, he spretum it, spurned it, and abjectum cast away all this desire for poetry. But he had also recited even in public when he was interested in it.